Dr. Rajiv should hold the position of Dean at Postgraduate Institute of Medical Education and Research Institute. Dr. Rajiv Sood has been conferred with prestigious B.C. Roy Award for the year 2017 by Medical Council of India. Dr. Sood also holds the charge of Nodal Cancer Officer at RML Hospital, and topic of presentation is overall survival result of phase 3 ARAMIS study of Putomeride added in androgen deprivative therapy for non-metastatic castration-resistant prostate cancer. I'd like to request Dr. Sood to present his presentation. Thank you.
So thank you for giving me chance to present this presentation, and my topic is overall survival results of phase 3 ARAMIS study of darolutamide added to the androgen deprivation therapy for non-metastatic castration-resistant prostate cancer. And in this, our unmet need, which we are addressing, is the patients with the non-metastatic CRPC. And you know that non-metastatic CRPC is a rising of the PSA in the consecutive readings, castrate levels of testosterone with ADT, and no detectable metastasis by conventional imaging. And now there is a risk of metastatic progression, and largely asymptomatic population is in this under study, and which is still active, and patients would be benefited from the treatments that prolong survival and delay disease progression with minimal treatment related adverse events. So quality of life is maintained. Now in darolutamide, this is given in addition to the androgen deprivation therapy, and it is a distinct androgen receptor inhibitor which is approved for the treatment now of non-metastatic CRPC. At the primary analysis of ARAMIS study, darolutamide significantly prolonged the metastasis-free survival compared with the placebo, and the results were statistically quite significant. And darolutamide has also demonstrated favorable safety profile compared to enzalutamide and apalutamide, and low blood-brain barrier. It is not crossing that, and therefore the seizures and other problems are not very minimal, and low potential for drug-to-drug reaction. And in this ARAMIS study, phase 3, there is double-blind, placebo-controlled trial to evaluate darolutamide versus placebo in non-metastatic CRPC. Now the patients, I have already explained that men with the non-metastatic CRPC, and the doubling time is less than 10 months. Now further stratification is done based on whether it is doubling time is less than 6 months or equal, or more than 6 months, and also whether we are giving simultaneously osteoclast targeted therapy. So keeping that in mind, we are randomizing in 2:1 ratio. That means placebo is 1, and twice the number is darolutamide, and therefore 955 patients were identified, randomized for darolutamide, and 554 for placebo. And this is in the 2 phases. First is the double-blind phase, and then is unblinding. So first phase finished on September 3rd, 2018, and after that there was unblinding, and then there was crossover from placebo to darolutamide arm also. And final analysis has been done on November 15, 2019. So primary endpoints met at the primary analysis, which I told phase of double-blind phase, and it was statistically significant, and secondary endpoints were assessed for significance at final analysis. And what all secondary endpoints we observed, that was very important: overall survival, and in addition there was time to pain progression, time to first cytotoxic chemotherapy needed, and also time to first skeletal event. So these are in this framework of plan, the subsequent life prolonging therapy which was required at the end of darolutamide or placebo is depicted in this cartoon. And the number of patients which were there received subsequent life prolonging therapy in the darolutamide only 15%. You can see and circled in the red is 141 out of 955, that is 15%. But in placebo, the subsequent life prolonging therapy was required in 56%. Out of this 56% or 309 patients also, when crossover was there, which I was mentioning in the second phase, it was of 170 patients to darolutamide only. And that also had given the survival advantage, which we will discuss. Other therapies were, of course, docetaxel, abiraterone, enzalutamide, Streptomycin C also in one case, and cabazitaxel. So when we talk about the second analysis in the phase 3 Aramis, there was 31% reduction in risk of death versus the placebo group. And you can see in this cartoon, the divergence is going on as the time progress, and it is 77% versus 83% at 36 months. And this is the overall survival probability. So there is clear advantage, statistically significant advantage at all the stages throughout the study period in favor of darolutamide in overall survival. And when we talk about the other secondary endpoints, these are all significantly in favor of darolutamide when we compare with placebo. And one is time to pain progression, which you are in the first, in this cartoon, you see the first depiction that is very clearly saying that the median is 40.3 months for darolutamide, while for placebo it is only 25 months. So it is a clear advantage. And time to first cytotoxic chemotherapy is also much delayed in darolutamide. You can see in the middle one. And then time to the skeletal related event is in darolutamide has advantage over placebo. So in all the secondary parameters also, darolutamide has done significantly in better compared to placebo. And when we talk about exploratory endpoints, all significantly are in favor of darolutamide again. Now the endpoints, whether you compare the time to first prostate cancer related invasive procedure, or you study the time to initiation of subsequent anti-neoplastic therapy, which I was discussing, in both the hazard ratio is in favor of darolutamide, as you are seeing here very clearly. And also the safety overview is in favor of darolutamide. When you talk about safety profile at the final analysis is consistent with the primary analysis reported previously, and discontinuation rates were similar to darolutamide and placebo group, that is 8.9% versus 8.7% respectively. And safety profile in the crossover group was also favorable, which I told you that 170 people have a patient had been after unblinding crossover to darolutamide from placebo arm. So when we talk about adverse events, any grade of adverse event was 85.7% in darolutamide and 79.2% in placebo, and also placebo the crossover group was also 70%. But when you see the advanced adverse events, maybe grade 3 or 4 or maybe grade 5, they are as depicted here, they are not to the very severe, and only 4% or 1.2% in crossover is there grade 5 events. So therefore, the events leading to drug discontinuation in the last column also, for any grade you are seeing, if you talk about grade 3 or 4, the crossover group, it is even 0 as depicted. And therefore, when we take the ARI associated adverse events and we talk about all the events, you concentrate on first two, that is fatigue and asthenic conditions, and also seizures, which are not there, that is 0, and other mental impairment disorders, which are minimal or 0. So this is important. Skeletal related events are also depicted, like bone fractures, falls, including accidents, and other parameters. You see, in this we are finding that these events are minimal, and when we compare in other studies with enzalutamide or apalutamide, the adverse events are much lesser, and therefore darolutamide is more safe than other of this group also in this setting, which are giving for non-metastatic CRPC. And when we calculate exposure adjusted incidence of adverse events, then you see that fatigue, asthenic conditions are there, which I was discussing. Seizures, if any, they are hardly 0.1% compared to 0.2% in placebo. In placebo, it was more. So it is safer drug, and similarly, it is for the other adverse events. And in Aramis 3 study, the final analysis, the conclusion we can discuss like this, that darolutamide significantly improved overall survival compared with the placebo in men with the non-metastatic CRPC, 31% reduction in death. That is quite significant, with the favorable hazard ratio, and significance statistical is also explained. Darolutamide significantly delayed the onset of cancer-associated morbidity and subsequent chemotherapy compared with the placebo. As you have seen that it is delaying the secondary required therapies for controlling the malignancy or the progression. And therefore, the cancer-associated morbidity is either delayed or is prevented. The time to pain progression, subsequent chemotherapy, skeletal events were all significantly prolonged. With extended follow-up, the safety profile of darolutamide remains favorable, and incidences of most ARI-associated adverse events that I explained already, falls, hypertension, CNS related, because blood-brain barrier it is not crossing, including mental impairment disorders, were not increased with darolutamide. And these results provide additional compelling evidence of early darolutamide treatment in men with the non-metastatic castration-resistant prostate cancer, and it is going to become, as per the current evidence, it is the drug of choice for most of the oncologists, and this is what I wanted to present today. And if there is any question or anything which is not explained, you can just ask about that, or any comments. Thank you.